Hello and welcome for Taurus. Taurus is, let's see what your horoscopes are for February 2026. All right, welcome everyone. We're going to be doing a tarot card pull for the month of February for my Tauruses. Remember, just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For Taurus, and this goes for everyone, make sure you're checking your rising signs as well as your sun sign because sometimes your horoscopes can be in alignment with your rising sign as well. So let's see what we have for Taurus in February 2026. Taurus. Let's see what we got for you guys here so far. All right, Taurus. February 2026. It looks like you've done some manifesting, okay? We've tried, I think, to manifest a little bit here. I would say definitely this goes back towards December, January, New Year's type of energy here where we were manifesting, I'd say pretty hard, which is great, and, we're manifesting. I definitely see, like, a lot of goals, future things also, whether this is, I don't know if this is heavy on relationships for a lot of you, which is quite surprising, or even too, I see some work stuff here we're manifesting, but this I think that this relies heavily, um, for a majority of you on, relationships, and, I think that's great, we're looking at our future, we're planning, we're picking our goals, and we're envisioning what we want. And I think that that's good, but it can also our manifestation can also kind of backfire a little bit if we are overly manifesting or we're gripping something way too hard, Taurus. You can actually, this goes for all the signs also, anybody who's manifesting, we can kinda squeeze it off, okay? And, it needs to flow, it needs to be able to come towards us, but if we're overly harping on something or overly thinking and pulling and tugging and trying to grab at, something, the universe is going to not give us that, okay? So and, they always say too, which I know it's probably irritating for some of you guys to hear, but, things happen when you least expect it because that's just how the flow and the energy works within the universe, where, you're sitting here manifesting and praying and wishing for a relationship and hoping and hoping and hoping, and it never happens. But then when you ward off relationships and you change your mindset and you're like, screw this, I don't even care. I'm not touching this anymore. All of a sudden, the perfect person walks into your life and you're like, what the hell? Where have you been? Where were you a year ago when I was looking? And that's just how it is. That's how this manifestation works here with spirit and with the universe is we can't push and pull and tug on things too hard because it just won't work, okay? And, so there has to be, like, a balance, okay, with our manifestation. There really, really, really has to be a balance, on how we're manifesting and claiming things in, our life, and I think that with you guys, Taurus, this month I'm feeling a little bit of disappointment here because we're not getting the results of that manifestation. We're not getting our New Year's wish or whatever it is that we've been plotting and planning on over the last 2 months. I would say it could be 3 months. I would say at least two. Going back to December, I think that we're getting a little tunnel vision now, and we're kind of in a place, I wanna say it almost feels like a little pit of despair here, again, of that feeling of, "Why isn't this happening? Why am I not getting what I want?" I'm trying and I'm manifesting and I'm out here and I'm working and I'm not getting what I want. And, again, that goes back to overly manifesting, overly, um, pulling on something too hard, and we have to just let it breathe. Like, let it breathe, let it flow. You have to just let things be as they are. You can have goals, and you can have wishful thinking and hopes and dreams and whatever, and you can plan for things, you can work towards things, but there has to be a balance in your energy and a balance in your mindset of, I will have these things, I'm going to get them, but, you're not gonna, like, hunt them down or choke it out, So, um, I think that this is kinda backfiring on us a little bit here where it's making you guys feel a little discouraged and down and, maybe even blaming the universe or kinda kicking at the universe a little bit here where, um, you know, you're upset because you really wanted that one thing and you really wanted that one, again, I'm relying on relationships here, that's what I think it is. I think that you're relying on the relationship, or you're hoping for that, and you're so stuck on that one thing that, like, you can't see the other things the universe has gifted to you and has given to you, and, we don't wanna be ungrateful. We don't wanna be ungrateful towards the universe. You still need to honor those blessings, and you need to honor the things that they're doing for you because, if we get greedy like that and, we're rude, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna show up for us the way that, we need them to be there for us. So, be mindful about that this month. Definitely. If you start to catch yourself in that headspace of, why is this happening to me? I hate the universe. I can't stand this. They never listen to me. Like, clock that. You better clock that because the universe is never wrong. Okay. They are never wrong. Their timing is never off. Things happen for a reason. And we need to remember that always. So, towards the end of the month, though, for you guys, for some of you, I think it's going to be kind of hard to get out of that mentality of, um, you know, being kind of sad and down because you're not getting what you want and, we're not achieving the things that we manifested at the time, but also too, like, it takes time, guys. I think we need to have a little more patience than what we've been having lately, Taurus. So it does take time. It takes time for the universe to put things in motion and get things going. You can't just sit here and say, I want this perfect person to come to me immediate and then just expect it to be at your door, like delivery service the next day, 2-day prime shipping. Like, that's not how that works. It takes time and we need to have a little bit more patience. But I think that, this is kind of something you guys need to be mindful of this month going forward. And I think that the Mercury retrograde is just going to kind of amplify this for you guys a little bit, where you're gonna, the month's gonna be a little bumpy. With Mercury retrograde, we just expect delays, expect things to not go right. Things are just, it's like little problems. But I think and I worry a little bit, Taurus, about you guys that you guys are gonna take things too personally, okay? And you're gonna kind of take it like in a bad way, but it's really not. It's not. Things are going to work out. Your manifestations will happen, but it takes time. It takes time to get to what you want. It takes time to fulfill plans and goals. And, we don't want to ever rush anything. That's another big thing, too, is we never, ever, ever want to rush through things in life that we need to be giving detail and attention and time and energy to, because then it's not going to work out. It's going to be sloppy. It's it's the opposite of what we want to be doing right now, Taurus. So keep your head up. You're going to be okay. Also to remember, you have people in your life, you have your community. There are other things there for you to show like your support or, company, to kind of fix whatever bout of like loneliness you might be going through at this time, that you have that. You have that there and available to you. So just keep that in mind, okay? And I wish you guys good luck for the month of February.